SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.
Let's build it.
I'm Steve Azar, and I'm on the other side of the microphone, meaning I'm asking the questions this time, and oh, have mercy for the airwaves. I spent 20 years in Music City, wrote and made some hits, traveled the world, and then moved my family back to the birthplace of American music and where the magnolia trees prosper. And now every time I put my feet on Mississippi soil, when I'm off the road, well, I'm at peace. On this show, it's all about hearing the stories straight from the mouths of the friends I've made along the way, their journey to success. Heck, there might be someone on, I don't even know, but you know how us Mississippi types are. We tend to take well to new company. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them. I'm Steve Azar. It's just like that muddy river, moving slow. Ain't no worries, it's how life goes, baby. In a Mississippi Minute.
Hey folks, time for another In a Mississippi Minute. I am Steve Azar. Man, are you kidding me? Visit Mississippi.org. They've been with me since day one. I have worked close at hand with them for so many years and learned so much about how the creative economy matters that much in our Mississippi. Today's guest has a whole lot to do with that. They're in Nashville. They're doing the thing I did, and eventually we'll get them and steal them back in the night when they're not paying attention. Seriously, they have Mississippi roots, and they're doing the right thing by being in Music City to further their career and get better at the craft of writing and just being in that music scene. It was very beneficial to me, but they learned everything from the soul of Mississippi growing up. Their mom and dad, Dr. Jason and Lori Morse, just salt of the earth in Cleveland, Mississippi. And the first time I ever met them, they brought me to their house, and their house was basically a converted band room. I mean, I don't think I saw furniture. And these young girls at the time, it reminded me so much of me in my garage days at 11, 12, 13, 14 years old. It warmed my soul. So let's get to it. The two sisters that make up American Blonde are here today to talk about their musical career progression as well as their appearance at the upcoming Mighty Roots Music Festival. These two artists have forged a sound as authentic as their roots, a blend of pop, country, rock, grit, and, of course, a little bit of Delta blues. I get it. Once part of the teen trio Southern Halo with their third sister, Hannah decided, I think she got married, I'm pretty sure, and wanted to have a family. We'll talk about what she misses and how these two girls rub it in every once in a while. But they've been writing songs since they were so young. Their new era as American Blonde has spanned local bar gigs, of course, sharing stages with the likes of Maren Morris, B.B. King. Their journey has been nothing short of electric. Now based out of Nashville, they're bringing that fire back home to where else but the Mighty Roots Music Festival. This fall, American Blonde will be lighting up the stage at one of Mississippi's most dynamic and fast-growing music events, which I used to be a part of, so I can tell you Howard Stovall's got complete control and grip of this thing growing. A home of Muddy Waters, October 3rd and 4th. A quick shout-out, Christmas on Deer Creek, which has been rolling, and American Blonde will be there as well at December 6th. I'm really excited about having them there, but we're going to stay focused on Stovall and Mighty Roots. Let's just get to it right now with two wonderful, wonderful girls, Nada Morris, Tinka Morris of American Blonde.
Hey, Steve. How are you?
Hey. Oh, I love you girls, and I'm a little bit off kilter because I've been coming down the mountain. We are not in Greenville. We're at the Nabholz Gwen's family condo on Lake Hamilton, and I struggle talking when I'm here. I can't even function.
I know. I can't even imagine. I bet it's absolutely beautiful there.
Oh, it's great. The lake's gorgeous, and it's hot. Let's just say it's hot. Okay. We've already exercised, so and we've walked. I don't like walking, but I'll walk with Gwen when I'm here as protection, just in case. And but I do my crazy workouts in the morning. Let's start there because I want to talk to you both. You are staying in great shape. One of my managers one time told me, he said, "Hey, you look like you're getting a little off your game there from the first time I met you." And so, he was like a coach, and I said, "Oh, I got it." That's all I needed to hear. So it's part of the thing, and it's important for your longevity. You want to be doing this when you guys are my age and beyond. I mean, so I always think about if I'm going to be doing this well into like Willie, how can I maintain it physically to be able to do it? Not just your voice, but your body. You know, you got to pray a lot to have health. But let's talk about what both of y'all do to stay healthy.
Thinking, you go first.
It's so funny that you bring that up because I've actually just now started to, like, you know, every now and then people do go off kilter where they're, you know, having a little too much fun, eat a little too much good food. That happened to be me a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh no, we got to turn this ship around. So I just now started my fasting again, and I intermittent fast every now and then I actually just went for a run. So I'm starting to run again in the mornings and like kind of get back to it. But you will notice how it does help you so much when you perform live shows and things like that, because when you're out in the hot weather and you're doing like a festival show or something, you can breathe better because you've trained up to like run a few miles outside. You're training your body to do that naturally when you're on stage, like outside performing. So I noticed that if I'm off kilter with my exercise, that my performance isn't 100%. So I love getting back into it, and it just makes the show so much better.
All right. First of all, Tinka, you're a drummer and you've played in heat. So you think about that. I still do. I'm still concerned. We had this one show in New Orleans. We were coming off of about a 20-day run. It was 108 degrees that day. People were dropping in the crowd, and the ambulances were all over the place. And I look back at my drummer, who was at the time, before Rudy joined me, it was Pietro Luigi Mediani. He was from Rome, Italy. He played percussion on Little Feat albums, and his wife, Sean Murphy, was the lead singer of Little Feat at the time. Anyway, long story short, I look back at him, and he had a different color to his face I've never seen. And I thought, and how did he survive it? Like back there. And I always think about you guys having to play in the heat, keeping the sticks in your hands. So I love hearing that you go on these little trips, but you guys have it harder. Right. Nada, no matter what you say, she has it harder than me and you.
She does. I think about it all the time. I always look back, like you were saying about having very hot shows. Like we play a lot of like outdoor festivals and things, and especially in this heat that we've been having this last year specifically, it's very important to just really stay on top of your health. You know, drink a lot of water, because we're not just singing and entertaining, but you know, we're very energetic as well. Like we're running around, we're bouncing around on stage, and every time I'm thinking I'm about to have a heat stroke, I turn around and Tinka's still like pushing through. And like if I'm struggling, I know she's way worse off than me, but she's such a pro. And
you know, it's like cardio back there. You're working out. You gotta keep your hands going, your brain connected to the song. You gotta lay down the beat. So it's a lot, but
the baby sister ain't no baby back there, I can tell you right now. All right, so Nada, what about you? That's right. What's your regimen?
I'm so different. I love moving my body in a different way. Tinka's very like, let's get it, let's go. She's always running. I love walking. My dog and I go walk like every morning. But I also love yoga and boxing. So yoga kind of helps me like stay in shape, and just basically by stretching, and you know, like holding a guitar on your shoulder a lot will make my shoulders look a little wonky. So I try to do a little bit of yoga just to stretch those out. And then every once in a while, if it allows us, while, you know, we're always traveling a lot as well. But if I'm ever back here in Nashville, I have my little boxing classes that I like to go to. And it's just overall fun because you get to get it all over with in like one session. You know, it's a full body thing. So it's really fun.
I love hearing that. What are you saying, Tinka?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, Nada's like a lot more hardcore than I am. She does the boxing. I want to get into that someday, but I'm just like, I don't know if I can coordinate. I need to, though. Don't you think a drummer would be good at that? I think you would love it.
You look like you're fighting back there all the time in a good way. I can tell you look like you're just like this. What would it be? Like a welterweight back there. Just got light on your feet, light with your hands. First time I ever saw you girls, I got to tell you, I was so happy. And of course, Barry Bays, a big part of y'all growing up in development. Barry and I we rekindled our relationship. We never played together until I moved back, and now there's not been one record there. You know, well, the Kingsmen record I did with BB's guys was the only one, but Barry has played on everything with me, all my artists. We got this kid, Drew Pulliam, that we're trying to break right now. Everything that we've done, Barry Bays has been right there. He's a chameleon on the bass. Anyway, it's been a blessing. Let's take a quick break. I'm taking plenty of vitamin C like your mom and dad told me to. I'm trying to OD on it. They said you can't ever have enough. You can't ever have enough of visitmississippi.org. Check it out. We've got my dear pals, Nada and Tinka. American Blonde. They're going to be at Mighty Roots Music Festival, October 3 and 4. And we'll be right back.
Fox Facts.
Long before weather apps, farmers reached for slim little books promising a peek at the seasons ahead. The first, the Old Farmer's Almanac, was created in 1792 by Robert B. Thomas in Massachusetts. Using astronomical charts and a secret formula, he predicted long-range weather, planting cycles, and offered household tips. A generation later, in 1818, New Jersey school teacher David Young launched a rival publication, The Farmer's Almanac, blending folklore and astronomy for the same purpose. Both quickly became trusted tools on American farms. More than 2 centuries later, they're still published every late summer. Each claims about 80% accuracy, though studies show it's more like 50%. Still, millions buy them every year for planting charts, moon phases, and a quirky link to the past that technology hasn't replaced. Matt Murphy, Fox News.
Hey, this is Bob, and
on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Lizzie's busy mapping way back to LA to get herself far away from me.
Stumbling through a Mississippi Minute. I'm sorry, I'm just out of my mind today. I'm used to having a 65-inch screen above me so I can really see, and then my big computer, iMac below. Now I'm dealing with one small MacBook Pro. I've got the girls. I've got Nada and Tinka Morris, American Blonde, here celebrating their Mighty Roots Music Festival debut October 3rd and 4th. Also, they're going to be in Leland, Mississippi at Christmas on Deer Creek, December 6th. We're going to keep bringing them back to Mississippi until they move back from Nashville. But I appreciate what they're doing. They do know the birthplace of America's music is where they grew up. That's visitmississippi.org. They're part of that fabric of the history of music. And so I'm excited to have them on today. Nada, you were the firstborn, so let's talk about this real quick.
All right.
You grew up in Mississippi and the Delta. We're raised with gospel, and it's the Elvis story for all of us. So it's gospel. It's, well, in our case, rock and roll, because there comes the king of rock and roll creating that and becoming the face of that forever. It's blues. It's with Jimmy Rogers. It's BB, of course. So all of these influences are just surrounding us as artists. You want to fit in somewhere so you can have mainstream success, so you can do this forever. You got to have a little bit, enough of that, so you can just really solidify your spot. In my mind, I always wanted to write about home. That was the most important thing. I was doing it half of my albums. When I moved back, I went all in, which was the most rewarding thing of my life. For you guys and you growing up, when did you realize that I am from Mississippi? I am from the Mississippi Delta. That matters. And how has this journey been for you, trying to figure out where you become the most honest songwriter and artist?
Oh, Steve, I love this question so much because I want to say this has actually been a very recent discovery, which is kind of wild to think. But dating back to our early Southern Halo days, we were very young, growing up in the Mississippi Delta. We were so blind to see, like we didn't understand that growing up in the Delta is actually the whole reason why we wanted to play music in the first place. And so when we were very young, we were very impressionable. We went to Nashville and we surrounded ourselves with people who obviously knew a lot more than we did. And, they kind of helped mold us into the sound that we were as Southern Halo, which of course we were babies, we were children, we were little girls. We did a lot with Radio Disney Country. So, it was very country pop and it fit beautifully for the time. But as everybody knows now, we did grow into American Blonde right during the 2020 era. And the main reason behind we wanted to do that was because we finally had some time to breathe and to look at our our business as a band together, and really just kind of take the bull by the horns. And we were like, okay, we're rebranding. Hannah, we've all grown up. We got to realize really quickly like who we are and what we want in our lives. And Hannah, she's scared of stage presence, and she's scared of like, people looking at her. So as you know, Steve, you either love it or you don't, and you either can handle the stage or you can't. And so Tinka and I looked at each other like, well, yeah, let's just take this year off the road because, we've never done anything else. This is all we know. So we took 2020 to like really just look into what we wanted to do with the rest of our lives, and not playing and not interacting and networking and meeting new friends and fans and writing music was like the most depressive thing, like not being able to do that.
Let me just stop real quick.
Yeah.
When I left Greenville and my band was rolling, then it wasn't rolling, then it was rolling, then it wasn't rolling. And I finally got to Nashville, and I was in I got the first publishing deals and all that, and I was doing that. There was an energy in that, and I was grateful to be there and doing that. But I was dying to be back on the stage. So I knew that I had to go through this time, but it was killing me. So continue on.
Absolutely.
Yes, we get it.
It's very universal, and I'm so happy that it hit us at those ages and at that time as well. Like we spent 2020 in the Delta, so we were like, man, I miss home. It's just something about like literally. That's why I wrote the song "Something in the Water," because it literally is something about just being there in the Mississippi Delta. And so we rebranded.
By the way, that you can't explain really, because it's really mysterious. Yeah. Keep going. I'm sorry. I'm just interjecting.
Exactly. And so that's exactly why we wanted to be American Blonde, because we looked back at, we were like, okay, well, we want to rebrand. What do we want to be called? We want like a new identity, because we're going to start writing this music that's true to our souls and who we are live on stage. So, if you've been to a Southern Halo concert, like all of our live shows were a little bit more rockin' and bluesy and country blues, and our Southern Halo albums were very country pop. And so Tinka and I were like, let's change this. And so we became American Blonde because we looked back on all of our influences and the reasons why we even wanted to play music in the first place. And
wait a minute, wait. I don't think I have blonde hair. What? What's going on here? Oh, should my feelings be hurt? No, they shouldn't be hurt. I'm messing. Hey, what happens when your mom told me the other day and your dad said y'all were going to dye your hair red? Are y'all going to change it to American red? That would be like a redneck kind of thing. No, okay, I'm sorry.
There you go.
Trying to be funny. It's not working out, but go ahead.
I thought it was great. I could do it.
Hey, I got Tinka back there doing ting ting, whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say, like American Blonde being, we grew up on the music that was based in, all American music. So we love rock and roll. We love the blues. We love, a lot of those kind of influences and singer-songwriters. And so when we made American Blonde, I wrote the song "Something in the Water" as hey, this is going to be the direction moving forward.
I love hearing this. Keep going. It's good. Good.
And so we ended up doing that. But, as you can imagine, we kind of had to like start over a little bit, which is always really good, with adult mindsets. And so we threw out the very first album under American Blonde, "Something in the Water." And we've been learning a lot. This is our first time officially living in Nashville since 2020 as well. And we've actually been surrounding ourselves here recently with producers who fit exactly who we are, our live show. They get us. And so where I'm going with this is we actually have a new song coming out called "Mississippi Moonshine." And
that's what I'm talking about.
And we actually recorded 3 new songs. We're actually going to be going back and doing more for the fans here soon. But we recorded "Mississippi Moonshine" and a handful of others with this great producer named Lincoln Parrish. He was one of the co-founders of Cage the Elephant. And it was our first time.
Nice, interesting to me.
Right? And it was our first time recording music where we were the musicians. We were the session musicians.
What a shock.
And it was awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're not going to be honest with your music, especially when you girls are players. So you're not just some. And so when you're going in the studio and you're young, let's back up. And you're talking about the Disney pop days and everything. You were being honest at the time. You only know how to be what you are at the time, at the age. You can't be like a Dylan or whatever at the age of 11. You got to be living. You got to be what you are. It's got to fit.
Right.
For me, it was Rafe Van Hoy. When I came and started writing with Rafe, the first thing we wrote, I remember going like, I've never heard myself like this. I've never been able to sing like this. And I made a very, 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 very bad first album, and I had to survive that. And it's not easy surviving something this bad. And so and he was the reason I started to figure out how to record my own stuff. Because my life started to change because of that first writing session with Rafe, and forever it changed. So then I really started to figure out who I was there. That's when Waiting on Joe came and all this other stuff came. And, and that's when we realized I didn't even know I figured it out. When I wrote Waiting on Joe, I wrote it pretty quick. I was alone on a piano, which I couldn't play. And then I recorded it all myself on some stupid little Roland 1680, whatever it was. It was a little box that I didn't know how to work. And that's what they signed me on. And I had worked with all these big producers in the studio with the big budgets and always was told no. And here I am upstairs working on some box. I don't even know what I'm doing, the size of a computer. And this was 1999. This is the year 1999. And I said, you've got to be kidding. That's it?
Wow.
But it was that moment. Let's take a quick break. I'm sorry. Y'all are just reminding me of things. And I just know that y'all are in these important places in your life where things are really just going to start making more sense to you and the world, the folks you get to play for. Visit Mississippi.org. Check it out. Plan a road trip to your Delta, where the girls are from. The Grammy Museum, Mississippi's right there in Cleveland, Mississippi. Mighty Roots Music Festival, October 3 and 4. Our girls will be on the stage at 11 o'clock.
Most of the time. Up to $20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app.
From the Seabrook.
In a Mississippi Minute with Steve Azar, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Like every alley and left turn.
American Blonde is my guest today. I've got Nada and Tinka, the Morris sisters. Remarkable talent from the Mississippi Delta, finding their way now through Music City, and they're doing it. They started like me on gravel roads, pothole roads, but at some point you say, whoa, my God, that road's got pavement on it. It's got tar on it, and oh my God, that's a big highway now. And it becomes wider and wider and freer, and then you really start to figure yourself out. That's what American Blonde's doing right now. American Blondes, I'm sorry. And October 3rd and 4th, they'll be at the Mighty Roots Music Festival in Stovall, Mississippi, home of Muddy Waters, for the annual event there with Howard Stovall and team. And it's going to be a wonderful concert. There's so much going on there. It's crazy. So go to MightyRootsMusicFestival.com and see everything that's going on. It's grown. They got stuff on the levee, for goodness sake. It's wild. Tinka.
Yeah.
For you growing up in the Delta, and they've got you playing the hardest thing back on the drums, and you're banging away and all that, and you're probably just all smiles back there watching your big sister sing, lead, and all this stuff. And I always used to go, she's like the mischievous one back there, you know, because you were just so happy, it looked like.
Cool. I appreciate that.
So let me ask you, growing up, inspiration the Delta has meant after moving to Nashville and sort of consuming what's going on there?
Yeah.
You know, what's been this journey for you, and how much has Mississippi soaked in since you left Mississippi?
Oh man, it's been crazy. Well, you know, growing up playing the drums, my first inspirations were like, you remember Dixie, who was the first female drummer I've ever met in my life. She taught
with Sean Badapple.
With Sean Badapple. You remember those days?
Oh, yeah.
A hot tamale festival one time with them. And I just grew up with everybody wanting to like help me, you know, figure this thing out and teach me new things. And then, you know, we got shipped out to Nashville, and it's a whole different ball game. I mean, there are drummers of all kinds of levels and talent. And I mean, it's really cool how I thought it would be more of a competition based, you know, playing field out here. But it's actually more of like everybody accepts everybody, no matter what level you're on or how much you know about your craft, like your skills on the drums. They just accept you for who you are, and they just love that you love it as much as they do. And that's really all that matters. And so we've been getting along with everybody up here, and everybody's just been so sweet and nice and helpful, and we just having a good time. Yeah.
Okay, what about Mississippi though? You know that's part of your DNA. Well, it is your DNA. It is something in the water, like Nana said.
Oh man.
So now, as an artist that you are there, and you're in the community of Music City, I get it, right?
Right.
Made such great friends. I hated leaving them, you know, when I moved back home, but I needed to. But what are you sort of using now from Mississippi in the artist that you've become?
Yep.
That now that you're there, like in the rearview mirror, you're looking back at, you had a crazy childhood. Both of you did.
Wild. Yeah.
So that's never going to leave you. So how much of that is sort of carried on? And then what parts are you seeing when you're in your everyday life that's really playing a role?
Yeah. Oh man. Well, growing up in the Mississippi Delta, man, community, it never leaves your heart. Like you feel that love from your people down in the Delta, like every single day. And I'm still in touch with everybody down there. But I will say, when it comes to playing drums, everybody, and Nana can back me up on this, everybody always says, you have a different style to you. We don't know what it is. It's bluesy. It's soulful. Like everybody up here, you know, we have really great music schools up here. Well, you know, Delta State was an amazing music school where I learned a lot from that as well, from Mr. Barry Bays, like we mentioned. Mm-hmm. But everybody's so like technical and precise, and like, when they hear me play, they're like, what is your style? Like, where did you get that from? And I always claim it to be the Mississippi Delta, baby. It's just dripping down there.
Wow, that just makes so much sense.
Yeah.
You got me thinking about Barry right now. And,
yeah.
You know, Christina Aguilera's bass player, he started, 5 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what the impact he's made. He'll go down for us as somebody so important to the fabric of Mississippi music that people won't even know. He's educated folks since I left school there. You know, it matters to him so much. Anyway, it's been great to rekindle our friendship, which we really didn't have we were buddies from afar, but we didn't say much to each other when we were in college. Yeah. We were trying to blow each other off the stage, probably.
Yeah.
Which is probably what happened, you know. Barry, what do you think? If Barry's listening, what do you think, Barry? Who won?
Yeah, Mr. Barry, I want to say this too. Like, he, out of his own heart, he came to our house. You know, he became great friends with our dad. He became like a band father to us, because he would come out. We never went to Delta State University, but we like kind of at the same time got a lot of our education for music solely through him. Like, he is the reason we ever have gotten really anywhere with our skills today, because he was the one that was like, no, it's like this, like, you got to check this out. Taught us everything we know. We love him so much.
We do. We have so many lessons that we still carry in our back pocket to this day that we're like, what would Mr. Barry say?
Oh my God. And Barry, everything that he tells you, it's like he saw it, or he's going to tell you it. He tells you 100 times, but he tells you with the enthusiasm of the first time he ever said it.
You get it.
He loves music so much that it's allowed him to continue to grow because of his love affair for it. I mean, at some point you think you just kind of get a little old to him, and it doesn't. Barry, enough of you. We love you. You know we love you. Let's get back to this album that you're making. Go back, Nada, and continue, because I interrupted the heck out of you, because you got me excited about running into the right producer. You guys went through all of this time, and you're finally playing on your own records. Are you kidding? Of course. That's the next stage in your life when you really start to find yourself.
Right. I gotta say, and like you were saying earlier, like previously, you look back at your history and there's nothing wrong with anything you've done. Like, you just look at every single step as like, okay, so we were country pop when we were kids. That's what we needed to be. We learned some things that we needed to learn. And then that's literally everything that you go through in your life. It gets you to where you are now. And so the funny thing is, like, it was so obvious. Like, why would we not record our own music like ourselves? And I got to say, what actually inspired that was we would have our fans come to shows, and not one, not two, almost everybody would say, you guys are so much better live than your records. And we're sitting here like, well, let's just fix that right now. Like, nobody can imitate who we are. If you love the live show, well, we're going to bring that live show to our records. And I think what makes it even more fun, so our manager, Chrissy, she's great. She's actually really good friends with Lincoln. And she said, you know who I think is going to be your guy? And she introduced us to Lincoln. And Tinka and I had like a little epiphany, because we were like, wait, we grew up listening to Cage the Elephant. We love Cage the Elephant. And that was actually one of those, music albums that we would listen to growing up, being like, man, I feel something from these songs. And so we ended up meeting with him, and he immediately understood. And that's what you want. You can understand this too. Like, you want to work with somebody who believes in you and understands you and wants to enhance like what you can do. And so that's exactly what Lincoln did. And I think another really cool factor was our band is our band. Like, they are our brothers. We don't play with different musicians. We play with our brothers, like, every single show. And they're all from Mississippi too. We didn't find any players from Nashville. Yeah. You remember Pete? He's still in Mississippi.
Pete, I love it. That's great. I love it.
We got Zach Dickerson, and he's from, the Jackson area.
I know Zach very well. Zach was a standout.
Right.
He was way better than he should have been. I used to go, what's going on over there? When you walk into Barry's class, who the heck is that? And why is he so good already? Really, really. And the funny thing is, when I'm there doing my artist in resident thing, I can tell immediately who's going to do it forever. It's written in the way they practice, the way they rehearse, being on time, caring. There's just another place that you sit. And then it doesn't mean that some of the others won't if they get it, but you already know that these are the ones putting the work in and have already put the work in because they love it. And you got to love it, because this life of ours beats you up along the way. Let's take a quick break. American Blonde, October 3, October 4, Stovall, Mississippi, Mighty Roots Music Festival. Go to MightyRootsMusicFestival.com. Check out all that's going on there. The home of Muddy Waters. Speaking of Muddy Waters, visit Mississippi.org. Are you kidding me? Birthplace of America's music. I'm Steve Azar with the girls. We'll be right back, Nada and Tika.
Up to $20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it?
Friday nights just get.
It was at the end of Indianola. With a night goodbye and a good to know you. And with a promise that I made.
These girls are something special. I love to see them every once in a while. They energize me. Tinka, Nada, the girls of American Blonde, women of American Blonde now. I don't know, man. They grew up. I don't know what happened. Does that mean I've gotten older? I don't think so.
No,
Visit Mississippi.org has not gotten older. We've just gotten better.
That's
Take
right.
a ride on the Blues Trail markers and you'll end up in Liverpool. Girls, Mighty Roots Music Festival, also October 3 and 4. That's first. You're also going to be with us down in Leland, a little further into the Delta, for Christmas on Deer Creek, December 6th. Just throwing that plug in. Sorry, Howard, I had to do it. MightyRootsMusicFestival.com. Check it out. All the wonderful things that's going on. It's insane what they've added. I can't even read it all. It'll take 7 minutes. You guys check it out. Plan a road trip to the land of muddy waters in Stovall, Mississippi. One of the most historic. If there's no muddy waters, there's no Rolling Stones, boys and girls. And should I even get started? So Nada and Tinka of American Blonde, let's keep talking about this new album and when's it going to come out? And also talk to me about just your tour lined up and how are y'all traveling and stuff? I know you fly a lot. You got this, you used to have this big old Mercedes Sprinter.
Yeah,
Take me through the whole enchilada. Come on. And I'm hungry, by the way. Go ahead.
We are very independent. And we love it. We love having our hands on everything. So yes, we have a big van that we also have up here, and we use that for travel as well. We all like to pile up into it, and we make it fun. You know, our band boys, Zach, Will, Pete. You know, Zach and Will have spouses as well who are good.
Will's
friends
playing drums. No, I'm joking.
Will is a drummer, and so he actually teaches Tinka a lot, which is
What's Will playing?
He's our bass player.
Okay, time out. You know he was my intern.
See, I'm telling you, all three of these boys went to Delta State, and I can't tell you, I have to pause for a minute. We cannot thank you enough for having us, because talking to you, like, this is our favorite thing to talk about. Is
right.
Yeah. So.
Well, I love you girls, but I love Will. He was a great intern, just FYI.
Oh, he's great.
You know, he was one of the ones you knew that was going to be doing it. So
exactly.
There was no choice. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay. And so we obviously we all love each other. We're all great friends and family. And so we all just basically pile up in the van, and, you know, our boys are really good at like helping us like set up and like make sure we have everything we need. Like, we are such a family. So we have a great time at every single show. We're writing songs together. We're recording songs together. And currently right now, Tinka knows we're actually in the process with Lincoln Parish on recording some new music. So we have a song called Mississippi Moonshine coming very soon. We're waiting on one final mix for us to approve, get it mastered. And then, you know, you got to do all the things, getting it ready for the.
Yeah. So give me timing.
Yes. Okay. So we're looking into like late September, early October for the next
are about
song.
to get
So
going.
hopefully it'll be out by the Mighty Roots Festival.
Are you going to drop the whole album at once? All this new ways of doing things and having discovery on Spotify, and then you can do the water, whatever.
Yeah, like little waterfall, like trickling it down. We're going to sprinkle the songs. We're going to start with one, Mississippi Moonshine, and then we're going to just kind of release them slowly, just for everybody to be able to really experience and love each one. And then when we get these others ready, we'll put them all on one collective album. But, you know, we actually have some new merch that we just got to. We're actually doing a photo shoot next week with the band boys. We've got some new fun things coming out along with to support Mississippi Moonshine. It should be out around the Mighty Roots Festival. So we can't wait to play it for everybody there. So y'all get your tickets. Come and see us, y'all. If you haven't been to an American Blonde show, you're in for a treat. We love what we do, and we want to make sure that you are having a great time in the crowd with us because we can't be having more fun than y'all.
You said you love what you do. Are you
We
kidding?
love it.
Okay, you kidding? You kidding? Oh, really? I think I've seen that. Listen, you guys love to get on right now with this crazy call of ours we're having, and I feel the enthusiasm. You know the love that you have for the sport of music that we're in. And second of all, let me just say this about Will. I got to back up.
Yeah.
So Will's part of history. So Will, I had this awful album cover for my Mississippi, which was all my Mississippi stuff from Rena Lara to Greenville to Indianola to Midnight to Coldwater. All these songs I wrote over my lifespan that were on this one album, One Mississippi, which I wrote as the official bicentennial song that became the official state song, which is the greatest highlight achievement of my life. There ain't no doubt. We get a new flag, we get a new state song. Nothing will ever
huge.
top that, right?
That's
but
amazing.
Guess what Will did?
What?
It was Mr. Steve, what is this album cover you have? And so he found this picture of me in an old field that was, it was cold. I was in a suit. I had this dobro. He said, "This is it." And I went, "I like that." And so he's the guy that figured out the cover. I'd settled for some awful picture from the studio. Anyway, long story short, he's part of history with that and on that album because he made the decision. Well, thank you guys. Hey, Tinka, great to see you as well. Nada, thank y'all.
Well, thank you so
We
much.
love you guys, and we'll see y'all at the Mighty Roots.
Yeah, October 3,
Festival
Mighty
coming up
Roots,
soon.
MightyRootsMusicFestival.com, Stovall, Mississippi, home of Muddy Waters. Visit Mississippi.org. Are you kidding me? That we are the birthplace of America's music. We're celebrating that in this wonderful festival. Howard Stovall has kept the tradition going. Howard, I love starting with you, but I love it since it's all in your hands. Haha. Anyway, everybody have a great weekend. Nada, Tinka, y'all are the best. American Blonde, October 3, October 4, Mighty Roots Music Festival, and we'll see you later. I'm Steve Azar.
I'm Steve Azar. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them, where you can take your sweet time.
A SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.